key too. I'm
We are on
good at
the part
intros.
4 of the what?
Defense failed.
Excuse me, part 4 of what?
What were you saying?
Part 4 of what?
The Demon Run.
So I logged in and apparently they added a new achievement system.
What the heck?
They just gave me dozens of rewards.
It's like your computer's having a seizure.
They gave me a lot of rewards.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted.
What mission are you doing today?
Oh, I don't know, it'll say it in a second. Where do the bees sleep? Oh yeah, this mission.
I actually don't remember this one, so...
The one with the honeybee.
Oh, this one. I remember you talking about you doing this.
Yes, that's because I did it.
I remember you having a lot of trouble with it or something like that.
Boss, locate and bring back the U.S. military's new weapon codenamed Honeybee. The CIA put it in the hands of the Hamid group of Mujahideen, but the Hamid fighters were wiped out. The Honeybee must still be hidden at their base, before it enters Masilaman. Unfortunately, the Soviets are looking for the weapon as well. You have to get to it before they do. Bring it back here.
Alright, so I've got my usual weapons, an LMG, a rifle, and revolver.
But if you can find him, he might lead us to the target. Good luck, boss.
And as always, gotta kill everyone. And do everything I can for that.
Be careful down there, boss.
Marker placed. The map has been updated. Marker placed. Marker placed.
Why all the markers?
Because there are people there that I have to kill.
Right.
And there's a mountain here that I can't climb. But I try for way too long.
That happens literally every video.
You know what? Shut up. I'd like to see you traverse this map without trying to climb a few mountains.
It's called doing it without traversing a couple mountains.
So, during the first part of this video, my aim is really off. I don't know what it is. Maybe I got too used to other shooters. Might be the scope sway, that always gave me trouble. That is the most useless grenade I've ever thrown. Now, I've gone frame by frame and looked at a few of these things that I was sure were headshots, and they weren't. Everything's legit. It just looked like they should have been headshots to me when I first played it.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
And there is a base camp.
I'm the best sniper. I actually do dial in my aim later in the video. You'll notice I start getting more headshots.
Guard post captured.
I believe I even capture a couple of guard posts for the very first time in this video, because I got a few emblem parts,
Marker placed.
if I recall correctly.
The map has been marker placed. Marker placed.
So at some point I ran out of markers. Because I forgot there wasn't infinite markers.
Please supplies requested. Vehicle drop complete.
Things to do while waiting for your car to fall out of the sky.
Pet your dog, explode some things. Good stuff.
So I used copious amounts of fast forward in this video, but as you can see, even with that, the video is an hour long, which is the longest Demon Run to date, Demon Run episode. Might even be the longest video on the channel so far.
I did feel like this mission, though, was a pretty long one.
Especially when you're not allowed to skip any of the other things that are going on in the world. Like, one of the things of the run is I have to kill every base that I go past. I can't just drive past, I have to kill everybody.
You know how super convenient it would be if you could just have your car fall out of the sky wherever you were so you could drive off?
Most of the time the car ends up where I am, though, because I take my car places.
Well, I mean, what if you, like, go out to a bar with somebody else and they get their keys taken away because they're a not very smart person?
Then we could just hire an Uber.
Well, you don't live where I live. Uber is, like, not a thing.
Did one of your taxi companies, like, push them out of business?
What taxi companies?
Really?
The only, like, public transportation around here is the buses,
Taxis are not
and they
public
stop.
transportation.
Guard post captured.
Okay. The only mass transit system here is the buses, and they stop running at like 8.
The map has been updated.
You're telling me no one
Market
runs
placed.
taxis there, or
Marker
Uber?
placed.
Not that I've ever been able to get a hold of. Like, there was one taxi service I used when I was like 14 to like smuggle a friend. But, you know, they just went out of business after that, so... Oh, beautiful driving.
Okay,
Big boss.
the road is sandy. And I spun out. It's not that big a deal. Also, I'm texting while driving, so don't even...
Well,
I'm on my iDroid
you're
while
not
I'm
supposed to
driving.
do that, kids.
Boss can do whatever he wants.
See, there's a reason why we call this a demon run.
Because he's on his iDroid while driving.
Exactly.
That makes him a demon.
Yes.
That's the thing. That's why some players didn't understand why Metal Gear Solid 5 was the story of how Venom became a demon. They didn't iDroid and drive.
Also, iDroid?
Think there's something
Yes.
in there that could lead us to the honeymoon.
Also, I have to question, why did the US military give advanced missile system thing?
Oh, they actually did that in real life to a group of rebel forces. I believe it was even in like this region of the world.
That sounds about right, actually. Sometimes I just feel disappointed in our military. I mean, I'm sure, like, they calculated for how likely it was that they're going to lose this item.
Should enable you to sneak past enemies.
But I mean, Jeez.
Alright, so spoiler alert, I'm not very good at taking this base. In a minute, there will be a supercut where I just cut right to the action, right to the last fight before I die. Because I die a lot. I die a lot.
Enemy creep detected.
This is one of the most well-fortified bases I've ever fought against. This might be the point in the video game where being an action hero isn't really all that viable anymore. You'll see in just a second. You'll see in just a second how fortified this base is. Unless what?
Unless, you know, like, airdrop in, like, a couple tanks, and you could, like, multiply yourself and use those. Oh my gosh.
So one thing to keep in mind is that D-Dog is very good at getting hit by
Mortars.
mortars. Do you see him up there, just sitting there on that rock? Look at that smug.
Well, like, I'm not getting hit by anything. What's your problem? Beautiful
He's just
sunbathing
there.
day.
He's just there. He could be helping. He's not. Okay, watch what happens here. You see these bullets go through that? I was completely hidden behind that concrete, and the bullets just come flying through. Granada! I heard that so many times in this playthrough. Also, it's funny. They'll say Granada, which is whatever language they're speaking. That means grenade. It's obvious. Russian. Also,
Yeah.
that bit of destructible environment is impressive. Don't let your body die, Snake. Anyways, they'll say Granada, which is their word for grenade, and the subtitles will say, like, fire in the hole, and that's not what it means at all. They're just yelling grenade, and the subtitles are making it out like they're saying whole sentences or something.
I mean, it's an American phrase for essentially the same thing.
Yeah, but they just say Granada.
Boss, what happened? Boss!
Gotta love that.
I think the supercut works pretty well when I have these kinds of fights happening, where I have this long lead-in.
I think I heard Granada the most in a Call of Duty game.
You fight Russians a surprisingly large amount of time in Call of Duty. Granada! I love this little grenade fight we have.
How did you manage to take out their mortars? Because before, you just had mortars raining down on you like nothing.
Watch this, watch this. Shotguns.
Snake, are you okay?
You'll start to notice a pattern. So I get a shotgun.
Memorial service for Big Boss, who fell off a cliff while in the middle of intense combat.
I was shot off a cliff by a shotgun.
Boss, what happened? Boss!
The shotgun knocked me back.
Soviet relay base.
Soviet relay base. I heard Soviet relay base so many times. Started to not even
I love
sound like a
that.
thing. Did you see how many times I shot him right in the head?
That's what it looked like. Oh my
Boss,
god.
come in. Boss? Boss!
Get the headshot. And then these armor guys. There are so many of these armor guys. And I'm not allowed to send the people to go kill the armor, like,
Snake,
supply
are you okay?
chain.
Snake!
So I just have to deal with the armor guys.
I never really found, like, sending out your men to be helpful.
It would work, but only for a mission or two. You'd have to keep doing it over and over.
There's that mortar.
Snake, talk to me! Snake!
Awesome music. For a second I thought I added that. It sounded like almost like Dungeon Keeper music for a second. Like that's something I'd add.
Here we are, on the 23rd time paradox.
Grenades are really useful. Like, I never used them my first run, mostly because I use non-lethals. But watch this, I used the radar and I used that to determine exactly where to shoot.
Did you? No, you didn't just kill that guy. You didn't just kill that guy. You didn't just kill that guy. You didn't just kill that guy.
Yeah, I did, it was a headshot.
Was it really?
Yes.
That's some, like, actual big boss stuff there.
That's why I mentioned it, because it was impressive.
You impressive. You just mow down a bunch of guys all day. No! You were so close!
Snake!
That was like the last guy. I almost quit.
Snake!
I remember that death. I almost quit.
You need to retrieve the new U.S. military weapon known as the Honeybee. It should be hidden somewhere in Smassi Fort. There's a photo of the Honeybee on your iDroid. A Soviet relay base. Think there's something in there that could lead us to the Honeybee? Boss, get down. The enemy sniper. Stay low and crawl. Sneak past enemies.
I thought you'd enjoy that.
That bloody piker.
Did you see that wall hacks right there?
Yes. I don't like the Russian language.
Dude, one of our 5 viewers might be Russian.
Okay, I mean, it's an interesting language, it's unique, but it's just, for an American to look at it, it's like, why do you have 7 4s in that one word? Is that a 3?
You mean like the writing? Yeah, I can agree. The writing is the Cyrillic.
Yeah.
Not a fan. But to be fair, I'm not a fan of most alphabets that aren't English. Like, what's the alphabet? Roman? Latin?
Yeah, Latin,
Latin.
which is Roman.
I'm
Analysis complete.
educated people. Trust me. You can believe me.
I know, I'm not actually quite sure. But oh well. It's
So I
similar
kinda-
to both the French. Why are we discussing linguistics right now?
because Snake is creeping around and not really doing things that quite relate to the demon run, but I couldn't do this without a little bit of sneaking. I had to soften them up first. This is the strategy I call just walk at them. So I figured he'd put his hands up there, right?
Oh my god.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, I remember in the rules that you're not supposed to have any suppressors or anything, but is sneaking really that... Is that against the rules?
It's against the spirit, not against the rules. The spirit was to go all like Arnold Schwarzenegger action hero, like Stallone in what was that movie called?
I have no idea who that is.
You don't know
I'm
who
probably
Sylvester
about
Stallone
to
is?
get killed.
You don't know Rocky?
Oh, no, never watched it.
Well, okay, I've never seen Rocky either. I've always meant to. I just never got around to it. King Kong.
There we go.
What? Did you see levitating dog right there?
He wasn't levitating. He wasn't levitating. He climbed that rock
He
legitimately.
slid sideways up the rock.
Don't hate on him simply because you can't climb rocks.
Okay. Snake should be better at climbing rocks than Mr. Fox. He's not fantastic. I need to watch that movie too.
Clouds approaching.
So here I think, what if I can do that wall hack stuff again? But metal doesn't let you do it. So I have to do it the old-fashioned way.
I don't know, that's a lot of metal you would have had to shoot through anyways.
Give me an op. I do it in one shot. So this is the first time I've legitimately used Knock-Lure enemy in the entire game. Not just in this run, I've never lured an enemy that way. It's surprisingly effective. Turns out you cannot shoot those guys in between the helmet and their head. It doesn't work. The guys without a full-size helmet, it does.
That was Tart. You just bashed his head against Tart.
Maybe he hit the pole.
Yeah, uh-huh. That looks like a shotgun in his hand.
That's an LMG.
No, that's not. I'm sorry, I was looking at it through the wall.
Puts his hands up and just stands there for 30 seconds as I shoot his helmet off. So, we have a problem. You see my problem?
You missed one.
Mm-hmm.
Why not
I don't
just hop on the
remember.
mortar right there and...
You know how hard it is to mortar someone at that range?
Not very. I mean, they did it a lot to you just a minute ago.
Yeah, just because they can do it doesn't mean I can.
Get good, scrub. Not saying I could do it either. But...
So, I remember the first thing I try to do is I take my LMG and I try to just spray the area down in the hopes that I can hit him. Turns out LMG bullets disappear after 10 feet.
Isn't there some amount of bullet drop in this game?
Look at how high... Give it just a second, look at how high I end up shooting to try to reach him. So I'm like, okay, that's hitting the ground, so I'll shoot higher. that shot right near him, so I'll shoot at that distance. And I hit the decoy, and he shoots me back.
That what is this? What in the bloody hell?
I cannot see the enemy, but somehow I shot them twice at this range. I don't even think Quiet could shoot that accurately. Also, now he's rolling around on the ground. If I had realized I could have just left him there and he'd die on his own, I would have. But like, one bullet would have killed him.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see the power lines? I cut the power lines in half. I don't remember if I fast forwarded this one. Yeah, for killing decoys you get heroism.
Why?
You destroyed the decoy. And by the time I get here, he's already dead. So I spend a long time looking for him. And then I get in the truck.
Marker removed.
Good work, big boss.
Marker placed. Marker placed.
Oh my gosh, you haven't even reached the actual fortress yet.
No.